A modern nuclear submarine can stay underwater for months at a time, and some are capable of crossing entire oceans without refueling because their reactors can run for years. In this video we cover SSN nuclear-powered attack submarine, SSBN nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, SSGN nuclear-powered guided missile submarine, nuclear torpedo attack submarine, nuclear hunter-killer submarine, nuclear special operations submarine, nuclear intelligence/surveillance submarine, nuclear research/test submarine, nuclear deep diving/special mission submarine, nuclear ice-capable Arctic submarine, nuclear aircraft carrier escort submarine, nuclear command and control submarine, nuclear auxiliary/rescue support submarine. If you want every major type broken down in one place, subscribe. We do this for everything. An SSN is the classic fast, versatile nuclear submarine. Its reactor heats water into steam, the steam turns turbines, and that power drives the propeller and onboard systems, letting the boat stay submerged far longer than diesel submarines. Instead of carrying nuclear missiles for strategic deterrence, an SSN is built to hunt enemy submarines and warships, gather intelligence, escort fleets, and launch torpedoes or cruise missiles. Countries such as the United States, United Kingdom, France, Russia, and China use them as all-purpose underwater combat platforms. Their biggest strength is speed mixed with endurance. They can sprint across huge distances, then go quiet to listen for targets. During the Cold War, SSNs spent weeks shadowing rival submarines in near silence, turning the deep ocean into a hidden chess match. From this general-purpose attack role, the next type specializes in strategic nuclear deterrence. An SSBN is built to carry submarine-launched ballistic missiles, making it one of the most important parts of a nation's nuclear deterrent. Like other nuclear submarines, it uses a reactor to create steam for propulsion and electricity, allowing it to remain hidden underwater for long patrols. What makes it different is its missile compartment, where large ballistic missiles sit in vertical tubes. If ordered, those missiles can be launched from beneath the sea and travel vast distances to land targets. Because they are so hard to find, SSBNs are often called the most survivable leg of the nuclear triad. The United States, Russia, Britain, France, China, and India all operate or are building them. Some crews train to keep at least one boat on patrol at all times, creating a constant hidden deterrent. From strategic missiles aimed at land targets, the next type shifts toward heavy conventional strike power. An SSGN is a nuclear submarine designed to carry large numbers of guided missiles rather than ballistic missiles. It uses the same basic nuclear propulsion system as other boats, with a reactor powering turbines for long submerged endurance, but its internal layout is focused on strike missions. These submarines can launch cruise missiles against ships or targets on land, and many can also support special operations forces. In practice, they act like stealth missile trucks that can move close to a region and deliver a sudden, concentrated attack. The best-known real-world example is the U.S. Ohio-class conversion, where former ballistic missile submarines were rebuilt to carry up to 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles. That gave one submarine more conventional strike missiles than many surface warships combined. From this broad guided missile category, the next type narrows in specifically on submarines centered on cruise missile attack. A nuclear cruise missile submarine is built around the idea of firing cruise missiles, which fly through the atmosphere like pilotless aircraft rather than arcing through space like ballistic missiles. The nuclear reactor gives the submarine long range, high endurance, and the ability to wait unseen near a launch area. Cruise missiles can be fired from vertical tubes or torpedo tubes, then skim toward land or sea targets with guidance systems that help them follow a planned route. In the real world, several submarines blur the line between this type and the broader SSGN category, especially Russian and American designs that carry large cruise missile loads. These boats are valued because they can strike command centers, air defenses, and ships without exposing a surface fleet. In some conflicts, submarines have launched cruise missiles as opening blows, using stealth to create surprise. From missiles that hit from afar, the next type returns to the oldest submarine weapon, the torpedo. A nuclear torpedo attack submarine focuses on torpedoes as its main weapon. Its reactor-powered propulsion lets it patrol for long periods, move quickly to intercept targets, and still remain underwater while waiting in ambush. Torpedoes are self-propelled underwater weapons that can home in on enemy submarines or ships, making them ideal for close and medium-range combat beneath the sea. In reality, Most attack submarines carry torpedoes, but some designs and eras emphasize torpedo combat above all else, especially before cruise missiles became common. Torpedo attack submarines use sonar to detect contacts, classify them, and line up firing solutions while staying as quiet as possible. During the Cold War, this role was central to stopping enemy submarines before they could threaten fleets or missile boats. One reason torpedoes remain so feared is that underwater explosions can break a ship's keel with a pressure shock. From torpedo-focused attack, the next type sharpens the mission into pure submarine hunting. A nuclear hunter-killer submarine is built specifically to find and defeat other submarines. It uses nuclear power for endurance and speed, but its real edge comes from sensors, quieting, and crew training. These boats rely heavily on sonars, including arrays mounted on the hull, and sometimes long-towed sensors dragged behind the submarine to listen for faint sounds. The idea is simple but demanding. Hear the enemy first, stay hidden, and attack with torpedoes before being detected. In practice, many SSNs serve as hunter-killers, especially when tracking rival attack submarines or protecting friendly ballistic missile submarines. During the Cold War, American and Soviet boats played a constant game of underwater hide-and-seek across the Atlantic and Arctic. Some patrols lasted for weeks, with almost no public trace afterward. From submarines that hunt other submarines, the next type adapts nuclear endurance to support commandos and covert raids near hostile shores. A nuclear special operations submarine is designed or modified to insert, recover, and support elite forces in secret. The nuclear reactor gives it the ability to travel long distances underwater, wait offshore for extended periods, and approach a coastline with far less warning than surface ships. These submarines may carry divers, swimmer delivery vehicles, mini-subs, and extra spaces for commandos and equipment. Some have lockout chambers that let divers exit while the submarine remains submerged. In real use, they can deliver reconnaissance teams, support sabotage missions, or recover personnel from dangerous areas. Converted missile submarines have even been fitted to host sizable special operations groups for long deployments. Their value lies in combining stealth, endurance, and flexibility in one platform. In several modern navies, this mission overlaps with strike and intelligence work, making these boats especially adaptable. From inserting people in secret, the next type focuses on quietly collecting information instead of launching attacks. A nuclear intelligence/surveillance submarine is used to gather information while staying hidden for long periods. Nuclear propulsion lets it remain underwater for months, which is ideal for monitoring naval bases, tracking warships, listening to communications, or mapping sensor networks without frequent surfacing. These submarines may carry specialized antennas, signal collection gear, advanced sonar, and recording systems, though many details remain classified. In the real world, standard attack submarines often perform this mission, but some boats have been specially modified for it. Their tasks can include following foreign submarines, watching missile tests, or observing activity near undersea cables and choke points. During the Cold War, intelligence submarines were involved in some of the most secretive operations ever conducted at sea, including close-up spying near adversary coastlines. The ocean's depth made them perfect hidden observers. From submarines that watch and listen in secret, the next type is built to experiment, test technology, and push engineering forward. A nuclear research/test submarine is used to develop new technology, trial reactor ideas, study underwater performance, or support scientific and naval experiments. Like any nuclear submarine, it uses a reactor for long endurance, but its main value is as a floating laboratory rather than a frontline combat platform. These boats may test new hull shapes, quieting methods, sonar systems, propulsion designs, or deep ocean equipment under real operating conditions. In practice, many experimental submarines are one-off vessels or heavily modified older boats. The most famous example is probably the USS Nautilus, the world's first operational nuclear submarine, which proved that a submarine could travel enormous distances underwater without needing air for engines. It even reached the North Pole beneath the ice in 1958, changing naval strategy overnight. Research and test platforms often shape the features later seen in combat submarines. From testing new ideas in general, the next type goes deeper into specialized missions in extreme underwater environments. A nuclear deep diving/special mission submarine is built or adapted for unusual tasks far beyond standard patrols, often involving great depth, seabed work, or highly classified operations. Nuclear power gives it the endurance to reach distant operating areas and remain on station for long periods, while the special mission equipment may include docking points for mini-subs, seabed tools, extra sensors, or handling systems for underwater devices. In the real world, Russia is especially associated with this category through boats linked to deep ocean research and undersea engineering missions. Some are believed to work with very small deep-diving craft that can reach parts of the seabed inaccessible to regular submarines. These missions can involve cable work, recovery operations, sensor placement, or technical surveys. The ocean floor has become a strategic space, not just empty water. From boats designed for unusual deep missions, the next type specializes in one of the harshest operating areas on Earth: the Arctic under ice. A nuclear ice-capable Arctic submarine is designed to operate under sea ice for long periods, where surfacing may only be possible through thin spots or by breaking through ice. Nuclear propulsion is especially useful here because it allows extended underwater travel in a region where support is scarce and conditions are severe. These submarines need strengthened sails and control surfaces, careful navigation systems, and crews trained to work in a world where the ceiling above them is solid ice. In real use, American, Russian, and British nuclear submarines have all conducted Arctic patrols, exercises, and strategic deterrent missions in these waters. The Arctic offers hidden routes and difficult detection conditions, which is why it has long been central to submarine strategy. Some submarines have surfaced dramatically through polar ice, proving both engineering strength and navigational skill. From surviving beneath the ice cap, the next type stays with fleet operations by looking at submarines assigned to protect major surface warships. A nuclear aircraft carrier escort submarine is not usually a separate class with its own formal label, but it describes a very real mission: using a nuclear-powered attack submarine to screen and protect a carrier group. The reactor gives the submarine the speed and endurance needed to keep up with fast-moving naval forces across oceans without frequent stops. In this role, the submarine scouts ahead, hunts enemy submarines, watches for surface threats, and can strike targets before they get close to the carrier. Because it operates underwater, it adds a hidden defensive layer that complements ships and aircraft above. In real carrier groups, this job is often performed by SSNs from navies such as the United States and France. The submarine may be one of the most important escorts in the formation, even though it is usually invisible to everyone watching from the surface. From protecting fleets in combat, the next type focuses on keeping command alive and connected during the most extreme scenarios. A nuclear command and control submarine is centered on maintaining leadership, communications, and coordination during war, especially if normal headquarters are threatened. Nuclear propulsion gives it the endurance to remain hidden and mobile for long periods, making it a potential survivable platform for receiving orders, relaying messages, or supporting strategic forces. In reality, dedicated command submarines are rare, and this role is often handled by ballistic missile submarines or specially equipped attack submarines rather than by a common standalone class. What matters is the function: secure communications gear, trained command staff, and the ability to keep operating after attacks that might disable land-based centers. The ocean offers concealment that fixed bunkers cannot match. Some Cold War planning considered submarines as part of continuity of government and strategic command networks because they were so difficult to target. From submarines that keep command links alive, the next type points toward the future by acting as an underwater base for robotic vehicles. A nuclear drone/UUV mothership submarine is designed or adapted to carry, launch, recover, and support unmanned underwater vehicles, often called UUVs. Nuclear power makes this especially useful because the host submarine can stay at sea for long periods and operate far from ports while serving as a hidden base for robotic systems. Those drones can scout ahead, map the seabed, inspect cables, hunt mines, or gather intelligence in places too risky or cramped for the main submarine. In the real world, this is an emerging role rather than a long-established classic category. But navies are moving steadily in this direction as underwater robotics improve. Large submarines have the internal space and endurance to become command hubs for multiple unmanned craft. This could change undersea warfare by extending sensor reach far beyond the mother submarine itself. From future-focused robotic support, the final type looks at the less glamorous but vital boats that help save crews and support submarine operations. A nuclear auxiliary/rescue support submarine refers to nuclear-powered boats used to support rescue, recovery, transport, or other non-frontline undersea tasks. This is one of the rarest and least standardized categories, because most submarine rescue work is usually done by surface ships, deep submergence vehicles, or specialized rescue craft, rather than by nuclear submarines themselves. Still, some nuclear submarines have been modified to carry rescue gear, support deep diving vehicles, or assist with highly specialized recovery operations. The advantage of nuclear propulsion is endurance, and the ability to reach remote areas quickly while staying submerged. In difficult seas or contested waters, that can matter a great deal. Real undersea rescue history has shown how hard it is to save a disabled submarine crew, which is why support systems and rapid response matter so much. That closes the full picture. From frontline attack boats to strategic missile carriers and rare special mission designs, nuclear submarines are far more varied than they first appear.